Here's your heads up. This is all about seeing the worst and actually notice it could be a good thing providing you also see the best. You have to see both. Let's have some balance. Tip towards success. I think you'll find this really interesting. Just over 5 minutes, but I think you'll find it's really good. And there's also the word poo-poo in it. See if you can spot it.
Warning. 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 You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey, I overheard someone talking about, I only mainly do negative visualization now. And it was said like it's a new buzz thing. And that's not to downgrade what the guy was saying. But I didn't quite understand. First of all, I said, what the? Negative visualization? Now, is that like in black and white? Or is it white and black? Or is it the negative of a negative? Because negative in the title always seems to give me the heebie-jeebies. That word is in the title. And you see, if you believe, like I believe, that your unconscious mind doesn't really get what's real, and if you really think things and imagine things, it begins to think what you're imagining is real. And when we do one or two experiments or exercises or drills, as some people like to call them, drills. I hate that word, drills. But to show that your unconscious mind, if you imagine something, things change. That what you thought was real suddenly becomes a different type of real. I'll explain that another day because this is just a 5-minute quickie. But you see, if you do feel that, or you believe that, and you see, you start to, because what this negative visualization is, or so it appeared to be, or was explained to me, that's a better way of putting it, but what was explained to be was, if I've got something coming up, or an issue, or something I want to do, I start to visualize the worst that could happen, the negative things that could happen. It's not necessarily just the worst, but just the negative things that could happen. So I'm not visualizing on my success. Because sometimes people think that, that's too airy-fairy. Just visualize success and it'll happen. Well, yes and no. I don't believe in just doing the wishing things are going to happen by making it think good. You've also got to take action and do things. But also, just visualization or visualizing a negative outcome. And worse than that, if you go into that visualization, looking through your own eyes, so you really feel the feelings of that negative outcome, I don't think that's so good. Or not on its own. So I'm not sure if it's a really good thing to mainly do negative visualizations, because I don't think it is. I want to be out on a limb here, boys, girls, people, friends. I don't think it's a good thing to do, just on its own. But I'm not saying it's not a useful thing to do in tandem with something else. You see, I think, I'm going to give you an example. That ask someone who suffers from anxiety. What do? Just before they start having that anxiety or that panic attack or that worry? Well, they say, always. Well, I start to see the worst that could happen. And then I make it even more than that. And it gets so much that all of a sudden my worry changes to panic, and my panic changes into maybe a panic attack. And nothing good happens from that. I don't do that. Sometimes if I do it, it actually comes away that I imagined it. Sometimes worse. So that to me links in with just only imagining the negative cannot be a good thing, because if it leads to anxiety, that anxiety can start from worry to grow like a little snowball rolling down a hill, going to anxiety, going to full-blown panic attacks. That could lead to all sorts of things that we don't want for our mind or our body. they're intertwined, they're connected, and we don't want that. It's not good, not good. So we could just say, it's not good. I like saying it's not good, but I don't want to poo-poo it totally. I think that's a British thing, poo-poo it. It seems quite good. And it's a lovely saying, let's all start poo-pooing things. But I just think now we're aware of what could happen, and I say could, that could be a great thing. If we learn what could happen and also attach to it learning how to mitigate. And if we learned how to mitigate what could happen, but actually do it maybe 3 or more times, so finding different answers, so different mitigations for the same issue. So if this was to happen, I could do this. How would that pan out? Or I could do this. How would that pan out? Or I could even do this. How would that pan out? Now, that does a completely different thing. It sort of balances the situation in the right way. It like balances it in a way that it's more balanced towards the positive, but you are taking account to the negative. So you're dealing with that thing your old reptilian brain wants in their back there, looking for danger, looking for those saber-toothed tigers, but also creates a wonderful set of choices, because when you're worrying and you're panicking, you've got a choice of one, which is ah. But if you can see different routes or routes to alleviate that negative and find positives and a great outcome, and there's more than one, that's got to give you confidence, isn't it? Confidence that you will be able to deal with it. And the other thing is, if you keep doing this, and I think it is a good pattern to just see what could have happened or what may happen, balance it up with at least 3 mitigations, different ways that you could succeed, you're getting your unconscious mind to somehow think this may have already happened. And you've succeeded in at least three different ways in each and every situation. So if any situation can come along, it will start to do it automatically. You're building in a habit. And that habit is a great habit, because you're not just blindly thinking, if I think good thoughts, it'll be good. But what you're saying is, no, I'm going to be open. I'm going to look for what could happen and make sure that I've got all the ways that I can make this a success. And what will happen is that will become an unconscious process, an unconscious pattern, which means suddenly you'll just be confident that you just know you're going to find the right way. Whatever happens, you're always going to find a right way of finding success from any situation. Now that to me is a great way. So the person who said, oh, I mainly just do negative visualizations, that shocked me for a little while, actually did me, and hopefully you, a great favor in finding out another process that we could use. Yeah, I'm coming on the back of standard things that we do anyway, so this isn't a process that I've invented, but it's a process that's just come together that we can use. So yeah, if you're going to visualize don't just visualize the best, so get that balance, but the balance is tipped towards the positive outcome, the successful outcome. And that way we have confidence, competence, all those other wonderful positive emotions stored in there, and that our mind body is going to grow healthy. And that's all we want. And when we do that, we're going to do all that stuff that we always love to do, change the world, and more importantly, be our true selves and continue learning, because that's what we are, that's what you are, that's what I am, a learning being, and a learning being that can share. Because this is where the music comes in, because I'd love you to just share this process with somebody. Just talk about it, and then talk about where you got it from. Maybe just share that podcast to everybody. Not maybe, please just share this podcast to everyone, your friends, your non-friends, the people you don't even know. Just share it to anybody, just as they walk along. Hey, you have a look and listen to this. because we will change the world by sharing these wonderful, simple processes and have this personal development unplugged community grow and grow. So love you to do that. Subscribe. I always say subscribe to any platform you're on. Subscribe there. You don't have to worry about when it comes in. It'll be on your device on a Wednesday and a Saturday. That's how you get it. And you can always look at my Facebook as well. It's a personal Facebook, but it has all these on as well. So you can have a look. Just search my name and I'm sure you'll see something come along. And last but not least, paulcloughonline.com. It's my little way of trying to sponsor this show as best I can. I've provided programs that you can purchase. They're special, specific programs for different needs. And there's some really great, I think you'll find them, they're quite counterintuitive. They're different. They're things that you won't find elsewhere. So have a look at those, but also know that your hypnosis tracks for these podcasts are all there too. And they're completely free. All you have to do is go to paulcloughonline.com/podcast, sign in. Everything is safe and secure, I promise. Nothing gets shared. And they're all for you. And it's my pleasure to send you little secret gifts as well of hypnosis and NLP and all those type of wonderful things. So anyway, have more fun than you can stand. And from me, Paul, enjoy every heartbeat.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.